Ty, how are we looking over there? Okay, we're ready to go here, Sean.
Alrighty, how much time do you want?
As soon as possible. What do you got music going right now?
Yeah, I've got a song with a minute left.
I can't hear you.
I got a song with a minute left.
Yeah, that'll be good. We'll go right after that if you won't mind.
Alright, no problem. $30
Okay. Is that to the live?
to the intro. To the intro.
Okay. Thanks.
$30 to go. Five, four, three, two, one.
Welcome, everyone, back to Las Cruces, New Mexico. It's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball live on Cool 95.7 on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com on the internet, and YouTube on the Hobbs Athletics page. Ty Friend here with you for game number 2 of the Las Cruces road trip. Of course, last night the Eagles winning big over Oregon Mountain High School, formerly Oñate, 76-54, a 22-point victory in that contest. And now they'll take on the Mayfield Trojans in this afternoon affair. Last night's game, top scoring from big-time shooting from Ramos. He definitely was taking care of business for the Eagles. Jesus Ramos with 27 points. He was 7 of 11 from the free throw line and had 2 trays in the contest as well, adding on to 5 rebounds on top of that. So definitely coming up big. He had kind of some low-scoring games prior to that, but I think he just came out of the shell. A lot of guys been going down with injuries. They lost Michael Mackey last night to a high ankle sprain. He will of course, our three-point shooter, we definitely would hate to see him leaving for much more of the season. He's going to be out as well in this game, too, because of the shooting hand injury that he had. So a bunch of guys are going to have to step up. Of course, they're talking about Jalen Gore. Aaron Mora will be back in this game. He was played last night as well, so that's definitely a good situation. So big changes. Ethan Van Landingham will be a starter in this contest with Michael Mackey going down. Also scoring in last night's game, 20 points for Aaron Mora. Also had 9 rebounds, just one shy of the double-double in that game, was 2 for 4 from the free throw line. So lots of things going good for Aaron Mora. A couple of bigger guys on this team for Mayfield's too, so he'll be having to match up against them. So a combined 47 points between Ramos and Mora in that 22-point victory. Ronnie Ross getting off the bench for 9 points as well. and he had quite a few free throw opportunities. He was 3 of 6 from the charity stripe. I think the big key in last night's game was Ramos's ability to go through the lane, penetration, getting some foul calls for him. Had 11 free throw opportunities, also shoot from the outside as well. So definitely that really sparked the Eagles' offense in that win. Defense also looking good, causing 21 turnovers for Oregon Mountain in that game. Just really could not get themselves going offensively. They did finish up with 2 double-digit scores, 14 apiece for Washington and Karras. Karras was held way below his average of 20.3 points a game, so Hobbs doing a great job with him. In fact, he was scoreless through 2 quarters. Never really got untracked until the 3rd quarter, so Hobbs playing some impressive defense. Eagles getting a lot more free throw opportunities in that game last night. They were 20 of 33, compared to just 7 of 10 for Oregon Mountain. That tells you they're getting in the lane. They're starting to get some contested shots going in, really going hard to the rack, definitely helping out the offense. So hopefully they'll see the same against this Mayfield Trojans team. Mayfield Trojans have a brand new head coach, Keith Roberts. Now, he picked up the job this summer. Coach Juan Gonzalez went over to Oregon Mountain, the coach of the team last night. So Roberts getting this job at only 28 years of age. He was a former manager for New Mexico State, also was a graduate assistant for a couple of seasons as well for various different coaches. So, in fact, one thing they noted about him, too, is he was cut after his freshman year, did not play high school basketball. So much of his coaching experience at the college ranks, but he takes on this Mayfield Trojan team here tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. They are 3-6 on the season, so under 500 at this point in time. They start off the season defeating Roswell pretty big, 75-58 in that one. Davian Smith with 24 points for the Trojans. A.C. Munoz added 16 with 3 trays, and Anthony Escobar had 11 points with 3 3-pointers. So this team itself with 10 3-pointers in that game, shot 40% from outside the perimeter. That's something the Eagles got to be very wary about in terms of the defense, making sure they get a hand and contest every shot out there. In fact, 5 players against Roswell had at least 1 3-pointer or more. A lot of them had 3 or 4, so definitely some very good shooting from the outside. Corey Matthews, one of their starters in that game, had 7 rebounds to lead the team on the boards. And 6 players on the Mayfield squad had at least 3 rebounds. Again, that's against a depleted Roswell team. Lost a lot of seniors to graduation. Still a 17-point victory for Mayfield in that one. That was their first game of the season. Since then, they've had 8 road games. Now, I have to go on the record here as saying a lot of those were at tournaments. They had a tournament up in Albuquerque area, so 3 of those games were considered road trips. But they have not had a home game until this one against Hobbs since the first game of the season. So that's kind of a question mark how they're going to do against with their home fans here. They also lost to Sandia this season, 69-52. In that game, they only shot 23% from the field. So when their shooting is not good from the outside, there's trouble for this Mayfield team. They went to the Belen tournament, lost to Santa Fe 56-52 in the first game. They shot 44% in that contest. Then they lost at Carlsbad on Tuesday night 54-30. That was a 24-point loss in that one. Carlsbad out-rebounded them 41-20, so definitely it took care of the boards in that one, did the Cavemen. And then Friday, just last night, they had to travel all the way up to Rio Rancho and lost by 10 to Cleveland, 73-63. They had to come back overnight, and they didn't get to stay overnight there. They had to drive back and then take on the Hobbs Eagles here at their home gym in Las Cruces. So we're ready for a big battle here. The Eagles at 8-1, coming off the big win last night over Oregon Mountain to take on the Trojans this afternoon. We'll take a 90-second break, get ready for the National Anthem live. You're listening to Hobbs Eagle Basketball on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Clear.
Let's go 90 on that, please.
No problem. 30. Five, four, three, two, one.
Back live here in Las Cruces. Ty Friend here with you. The Hobbs Eagles taking on the Mayfield Trojans. Eagles at 8-1 on the season. The Trojans at 3-6. These two teams did not play last year, but they usually have at least one game against each other. They kind of rotate home and away. Last time they played, November 2019, Hobbs winning at Tasker 94-62. Eagles were up 52-25 at halftime and had 19 steals in that game. Hobbs shot 40% from three-point range. Jalen Gore had a couple of three-pointers back in his sophomore season, finished up with 14 points. Catre Morgan also scored 4 points and had 2 steals. Aaron Morris saw some time as well, 4 points and 3 rebounds, and Ronnie Ross got on the court for the Eagles. So there's been some experience with the Eagles against this Mayfield Trojans, at least a few of their players out there. On the other side of the coin, Mayfield had a couple of guys that are returning this year from that team. Cameron Sowers had 2 points in that game. Jalen Green was the top scorer for the sophomores at least. He had 10 points against the Eagles in that one, including 2 3-pointers and drew a couple of charges on defense. Sophomore Casey Matthews finished up with 3 points in the game against the Eagles, and Tony Escobar ended up with 2 points and 4 rebounds. So 4 players for both teams saw some time in that contest back in November 2019. Again, the Eagles winning big, 94-62. Hobbs had 10 8-pointers. I don't think there's that many type of shots there. 10 3-pointers in that victory. So definitely had the stroke against this Mayfield team at Tasker Arena. Starters tonight, first of all, for Mayfield, Cameron Sowers, Jalen Green, A.C. Munoz, Ashton Watson, and Lawrence Flores. Actually, Davian Smith is not a starter, but he's one of the top scorers on the team at 12.5 as he plays that 6-man role. Sowers averages 12 a game, and Jalen Green, also known as J.C. Green, with 16 points a contest. He's also averaging 2.5 rebounds a game as well. For your Hobbs Eagles, the starters tonight, Jesus Ramos, or should I say this afternoon. Of course, he had a big game last night, 27 points against Oregon Mountain. He's averaging 7.5 points a game. Also starting on the court, Ethan Van Landingham, seeing his first start of the season. He's averaging 2.3 points a contest. And also close to, and he does actually have 2 rebounds a game as well for the Eagles' cause. Tyler Box with a start last night, averaging 5.4 points a game. Catre Morgan at 6.4 a game. He's also averaging 6 rebounds a contest, second on the team. And Aaron Mora, 16.5 points a game and leads the team in rebounding at 9.7. Hobbs wearing their black away uniforms, white numbers and gold trim. Mayfield in the whites with the green numbers and gold trim. Eagles are going to be going from left to right on the radio dial. You can see us on YouTube. We're on the baseline right next to the Mayfield Trojan cheerleaders. Las Cruces referee crew tonight, or should I say this afternoon. I'm going to have some problems with that one. Got to remind myself what time of day it is. The tip into the front court to Catre Morgan. Bounce pass back door. Already Tyler Box takes it to the rack, but misses little finger roll. And the rebound for Mayfield pulled down by Lawrence Flores. Gets into the front court, left corner to Sowers. Tries to go back door and gets a connect. And the layup on the left side, as putting it down for 2 is Ashton Watson. Mayfield up early, 2-0 here in Las Cruces. Into the front court comes Ramos. Stop and go dribble, gets picked at the half-court line, tripped away by Lawrence Flores for the Eagles' first turnover. Hands it off on the near sideline, driving to the rack is Green, misses the shot. Pulled down by Ramos for the Eagles and sends it ahead to a wide-open Catre Morgan. Snowbirding and a layup, wide open for the layup. So Morgan getting his first bucket. Already Coach Reeves calls the timeout as we are tied 2-2. We're going to keep it right here in Las Cruces. Of course, the Eagles will have a few days off before the Hobbs Holiday Tournament coming up a couple of days after Christmas, next Monday, the 27th through the 29th. Of course, we'll have all the action for you on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and, of course, the radio, Cool 95.7. Hobbs Lady Eagles in action this afternoon as well. We'll try to get a score update from Coach Brian Coltrane. You're doing the game on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube as well. So lots of sports action going on today. Football bowl games galore. Of course, the El Paso squad is up there in Albuquerque for the Albuquerque Bowl. They take on Fresno State. Mayfield basketball after the timeout. Pass to the near sideline to Jalen Green. Back deep to Watson. Goes it across the timeline, picked up by Catre Morgan. First turnover for Mayfield. Sends it ahead to box. This time he gets the layup to go down. It's now 4-2 Eagles, their first lead of the ball game. 7:02 left first quarter. Some quick passing for the Trojans to beat the pressure. Dish down to the right corner. Three on the way. Fade away and good. As drilling it was A.C. Munoz. That's his first bucket of the ball game. It's 5-4. Mayfield into the front court. Ramos over to left wing to box. Fakes a three. Takes a few dribbles. Kicks it down to Morrow. Left corner for three himself. Rainbow off the front of the rim. Van Landingham goes back up with it on the rebound underneath the hoop. And he's hammered hard. Comes off the left glass, but he'll get a chance for some free throws here. So Ethan Van Landingham with his first rebound. He'll go up to the charity stripe, shooting 63% this season on the line. Hobbs as a team at 61%, shooting 45% from the field and 29% from three-point range. Ethan getting a couple of free throws last night. First shot is off. The front of the rim, no good. He'll get one more. Actually might have had a lane violation. Let's see if they let him reshoot here. Had a sub coming in very late on that, but I'm not sure if the official was saying a reset on the shots here for the free throws. Back with the substitution now, Ronnie Ross gets on the court as Morgan will take a seat. I guess they told him to tuck his shirt in. Maybe his mask was down. So I guess they're going to only say no good on the first free throw for Van Landingham. Second one bounces off the right rim again, no good. Morgan goes up with a semi-hook to put it back up. He can't get it to drop. And pulled down for Mayfield on the far sideline. Stop and go dribble for Davian Smith, who just checked in. He's 6'4", their biggest kid on this court. Slings it down to the left corner, trying to save it to himself is Green. Keeps it same side to Sowards. His three's off the back of the rim. Rebound underneath by Watson. Leans and shoots in the left block. It's no good. Van Landingham trying to rip it down, but pulled down in the paint by Green. To the left corner to Smith for three. A fadeaway off the back of the rim. No good. And a rebound on the right block by Sowards. A lot of second opportunities. Threads the needle down the lane to Green. Coming down the paint. Lays it up off the front of the rim. No good. And he runs over the top of Ramos for the charge. So that'll be the first personal on him and also the first team foul. So that one will be charged to Jalen Green. And Mayfield just going to play the half-court defense. Letting the Eagles get to the offense set up in the half-court game. Ball comes across to Box on the right wing. Uses up his dribble up top to Ramos. He'll spot up a three off the back of the iron. Pulled down on the near sideline by Lawrence Flores, his second board. Gives it off to Smith in the backcourt. Bounce pass upside to Green on the right wing, front side. Back to the right corner to Green. And to Sowards, and returns to Green, up top to Sowards, and he tries to throw it down the lane, but overthrows Flores to the baseline, out of bounds. So a turnover for Mayfield, their second. 5-4, Mayfield leads by one with 5:40 left first quarter. Here in Las Cruces, here comes Ramos for the Eagles, dribbling across the timeline, sends it over to left wing to Van Landingham to move the zone, bounce pass to Courtney at the left elbow, and backdoors it, and there's an easy layup coming in for Aaron Mora, right side with two hands, his first one. 6-5, Eagles by two. Mayfield into the front court, fadeaway three from the deep left corner, nailing it. Anthony Escobar, who had just checked in momentarily. Now 8-6, Mayfield. Eagles quickly in the front court. Faking a three is Van Landingham, left wing to Morrow, left corner. Up top, Ramos going to spot up a three. It's off the front of the rim. Rebound on the near sideline by Jalen Green, his second. Goes it across the time stripe to Smith. Kick out to the right wing to Sowards. Down to the right corner for Smith, and he nails a tray. Deep right corner. Actually, that was Flores, his first tray of the game. It's now 11-6. Hobbs not going to waste any time to get it across. Van Landingham up top to Ramos. Drives down the lane with the one-hand push shot and over the rim for two. Nice body control in the air that time for Ramos, his first bucket. It's 11-8 now. Three-point lead for Mayfield. Beating the pressure across the timeline off the dribble, Green. Up top to Smith. He'll hold it for a second with a jab step. Taking Van Landingham down the lane. Fade shot in the paint. Clinks off the front of the rim. Morgan with the rebound, his first. Sends it ahead to Box, left to the lane, back door. And there is Ramos with the finger roll for two. He's got 4 points. 11-10. We got a track meet going here in Las Cruces. Green will bring it up with a 1-point lead. Unloads to the left side. To Flores in the front court. Over the right wing to Green. Down to the right corner to Escobar. Up top to Green. to the left baseline. Fadeaway jumper for Flores. 10-footer off the rim. No good. Moore rips it down on the right block. His second rebound. Up ahead to Box. Dribbling behind his back. Right side. 15-footer fadeaway. And is pushed in the back. They're going to call the foul. Comes off the back of the rim. But Box will get 2 free throws. Eagles trailing by 1 to 11-10 with 3:55 left first quarter. As Box will go up to the line. Tyler Box getting the second start in a row. Shooting 66% this season from the charity stripe. Eagles are 0 for 2 so far on the line. And the officials really getting harsh with the players in the lane right now to make sure their masks are pulled up. And I know the New Mexico Activities Association putting out a memo about a week ago saying you've got to enforce the mask rule no matter what part of the state you're in. Coach Reeves is having some words for the officials, says that he needs to calm down just a little bit. Boy, Coach is off the bench livid right now. And I think he's mad at Mayfield not getting a tech about it. Boy, there's a major argument going on with Coach Reeves and the head official here about masks. Coach Reeves pulling on his mask and pointing, and Coach Reeves just got a technical. Boy, I don't know what exactly caused this, but looked like Coach was showing kind of a tech sign, like maybe Mayfield had been given too many chances on that rule. So Coach Reeves has picked up a T on that. And still having some words for the official. That will be the first team foul. And that's going to put Tyler Box will get his 2 free throws first, and then they'll go shoot techs at the other end. So Box trying to get on the scoreboard with some free throws. Actually, already has a bucket, but now make it 3 points with the first free throw. Eagles 1 of 3 from the charity stripe and tied up now at 11. Still 3:55 left first quarter. Box will get 1 more than the 2 techs for Mayfield, and second one is good. Kind of a fadeaway free throw shot on that second one for Box. He's got 4 points. So 12-11, Eagles have regained the lead now. They'll go to the other end for the tech throws for Mayfield. 2 subs are waiting to check in for the Trojans, and that will send to the other end Lawrence Flores. This will be the first free throw opportunity for Mayfield. Trying to get this game tied back up or a lead possibly if he makes them both, but he bricks the first one off the back of the rim. No good. He's the kid that hit that tray a few minutes ago. Subs have checked in for Mayfield, trying to get some fresh legs on the court. Noah Alvarez will be on the hardwood now. Second shot is up and good. 1 of 2 for Flores. Tied up again at 12. 3:55 left first quarter. And Coach Reeves having to take a seat on the bench now due to that tech. Inbound comes on the near sideline. As checking it in will be Davian Smith. Gets into that new sub Alvarez. He'll hold it for a second. Dribbles to the top of the arc against Morgan, then backs it out to the timeline. Stop and go to the left elbow. Dish off to the left wing. Munoz faked a shot and then dumps it to the left corner. Dribbled up by Green on the left side up top of the arc. Sliding with him is Box. Screen up top applied by Munoz. Comes down the lane with the dribble. High shot off the back of the glass, and they're going to call the foul. Kind of extended high in the air that time, and the Eagles reached up as possibly, I think, that getting the foul on that one was Samaje Williams. He came into that area. See who they get that call against. Will be the second team foul on Hobbs after that first tech called on Coach Reeves, but the first free throw up and good for Green. That's his first, 1 for 1, and his first point of the ball game. Second shot is up. This one rolling around and good. Gets flushed through. Green gets both of them. 14-12, Mayfield by 2 here in the first quarter in the front court. Ronnie Ross unloads to Williams on the right wing, uses up his dribble, sends it up top to Box. Back over to Williams on the right wing. Backs up and stops. Up top to Box for 3. NBA distance. In and out, no good. The lid came off of that one and pulled down in the right block by A.C. Munoz, his first rebound. Gets it off to Smith in the backcourt. Taking on Morgan to the front side. Stop and go. Hard pass over to the left wing to Flores. Sails over his head out of bounds for turnover number 3. Clock stops at 3:03 left here in the first. Eagles down by 2, 14-12. Scoring so far for Mayfield, Flores with 4, 3 for Munoz, 2 apiece for Greed and Watson. For your Eagles, Ramos and Box lead with 4, and 2 apiece for Morgan and Mora. Williams will get the inbound. He'll get some defense at the time stripe for Green. Throws it across to Jarius Royal, who just checked in on the left wing. Back up top to Williams, then back to Royal. He's going to spot up a 3. This one off the side of the iron left, no good. Rebound pulled down at the free throw line by Sowards, his second. Gives it off to Green, who'll dribble it across the timeline. Underhands it up top of the circle to Munoz. Gets his pass deflected. Pulled down by Green, left wing, dribbles up top, gets a screen coming down the right side of the paint. Dish off right corner to Flores for three and swishes it. Second tray of the game for Lawrence Flores. It's now 17-12. The biggest lead for Mayfield is 5. Into the front court comes Williams. Over to Morgan on the right elbow, gets stripped from behind. He's going to try to get it back, though, loose in the lane. Royal's going to come down with it. Fadeaway jumper in the paint, middle of the hardwood, and puts it through. First bucket for Darius Royal. And the Eagles now down by 3, 17-14. Trojans in the front court. Driving left baseline is Alvarez. Fade shot no good. Pulled down underneath by Morgan, his second board. Up ahead to a breaking Mora, and a nice finger roll on the right side and scores it. Mora's second bucket, he's got 4 points. 17-16 your score. Down to 1:55 remaining first quarter. Trojans by 1. In the front court, slowing up the dribble, Sowers. Top of the arc, it's a screen from Alvarez. Got away with a illegal screen. Football block that time. 2 whistles are coming in. We're going to see who they're going to call this on. Should be against the screener, Alvarez, on that high post left. They're going to call block on the Eagles that time. I think Morgan got the foul that time. That's his first, third team foul on the Eagles. I'm not sure how they got that one because the block was applied by Noah Alvarez with 2 arms extended. 17-16 still, Mayfield by 1. Inbounding on the right baseline is Flores. Gets it in up top, 3 on the way from Munoz, off the right rim, no good. And going over the back trying to rebound, this time Alvarez does get a foul as he bodies into both Hobbs Eagles, blocking out that time. That's his first, second team foul for the Trojans. Coach Roberts going to go to his bench, bring back Anthony Escobar. Mayfield's had 3 different players hit trays so far, 2 for Flores and 1 apiece for Munoz and Escobar, who just returns. Coming across the timeline is Jesus Ramos. Gives it off left wing to Royal. Drives the lane, 1-2 and up, and gets blocked. Pulled down underneath the hoop by Escobar. Near sideline pass to Munoz. Sliding left to right now, middle of the court as he comes across the Trojan logo. Gives it off to Green on the right wing, front court in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Underhands it. Rolls it actually to Escobar. He had to chase it back at the timeline. Crossover move, screen up top, applied by Alvarez. Shot from 3 is good. Sowers is the one that got the pass at the last second for that 3, top of the circle. So another guy been added to the list for 3-point shooters. 20-16, a 4-point lead coming down the other way. Ramos down the lane with little shot put action over the left rim. He puts it through for 2. So Ramos now with 6 points, 20-18. At the other end, a pass down to the right corner. 3 on the way for Sowers and hits another one back to back. He's got 6 points on trays, 23-18 Mayfield. Here come the Eagles. Ramos over to the left wing. Williams will hold it for a second on the jump stop to Ross in the left corner. Back to Williams up top. Over to right side to Ramos. He fires up a 3 off the back of the rim. Pulled down underneath by Ross. Leading and shooting from the right block off the glass and fouled. Ronnie Ross getting his first bucket and first rebound. A chance for a 3-point play. And that'll be Mayfield's 3rd team foul. 23-20 to score. And that'll be a foul against Escobar that time, his first, 14th foul. And that'll put on the line Ross. Chance for a 3-point play. Eagles are 2 for 4 on the charity stripe here in the first quarter. 33 seconds remaining. Eagles try to get one more closer with Ross's free throw, but he misses it off the back of the rim. Pulled down underneath the hoop by Sowers, his 3rd rebound. Outlet to the far sideline to Green. Hard drive to the right side. Little push on the shot there, high on the glass, doesn't drop, but they're going to call the body foul here on Tyler Box. So Box will pick up his first, 14th foul on the Eagles, 14 fouls apiece so far. And that'll put on the line Jalen Green. Mayfield 2 for 4 from the charity stripe, 50%. Green is perfect, 2 for 2, but misses off the back of the rim, so I jinxed him there. Score remains 23-20 with 25 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. One more now for Green. Shot is up, and it is good. Bouncing around the rim. He's got 3 points. 24-20. Here come the Eagles. Quickly up top, Mora gets a pass. Shot from the right elbow. Zinging around the rim and good. Little pinball action that time. 6 points for Mora here in the first quarter, 24-22. Here comes Mayfield with 10 seconds. Coming across the timeline is Escobar, left wing. Gives it behind him to AC Munoz, NBA three off the back of the iron. Ball tipped in the air, pulled down by Van Landingham. His second rebound. Half-court shot, the buzzer sails right to the backboard, right into the cheerleaders on the baseline. No good. At the end of one quarter of play here in Las Cruces, Mayfield 24, your Hobbs Eagles 22. We'll come back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Ten. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back live with Hobbs Eagle Hoops in Las Cruces this afternoon. The Eagles trail by 2 to Mayfield at the end of one, 24-22. Top scorers for Mayfield, Flores with 7 and Sowers with 6. And for your Hobbs Eagles, leading with 6 apiece, Jesus Ramos and Aaron Mora. We start the second quarter into the front court. Green off the dribble. Tries to drive to the baseline, lost the ball, fumbles it out of bounds, and that's the 4th turnover for Mayfield. Just 1 for the Eagles in this first half. Hobbs getting a chance either to tie or take a lead here as we get underway in the second quarter. Coming across the timeline, Ramos, dish off right wing to box, wide open for a 3. Rainbow jumper off the back of the rim. Morgan tries to go high for it, lost it off his fingertips on the left block, and it rolls out of bounds. So it'll go back to the Trojans. Eagles were out rebounded 11-8 in the first quarter by 3. Inbound to Sowers. He'll dribble up across the timeline. Tries to go back door, but Ramos rips it out of the air right at the time stripe for turnover number 5. Tries to bounce to Van Landingham, top of the arc in the front court. I think he might have run over a player that time, although Van Landingham ended up flat on his chest on the hardwood. They'll call the foul on him. That's his first and the 15th foul. The whole Van Landingham family is up there in the stands right now enjoying this ball game. Had a chance to look up at them there a few minutes ago. Of course, his stepdad is a referee in Hobbs. Into the front court comes Green on the right wing as he gets a screen from Escobar, drives baseline, underhands it back to Escobar for 3, an air ball this time. Ramos rips down the boards underneath, throws it ahead to a wide open Van Landingham and 2 other Hobbs Eagles. He just barely extends a hand in for a scoop shot and scores. Boy, Mayfield, a whole team was getting beat back on that one. Van Landingham with his first bucket, ties up the score, and there's a timeout on the court for the Trojans. 7:12 remaining, second quarter, 24 all. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Clear. $15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
After the Mayfield timeout, we've got a tie score here in the second quarter, 24 all. Mayfield and the Hobbs Eagles as the inbound comes to Jalen Green in the backcourt. He'll go against Van Landingham at the timeline, comes across on the dribble. Little head fake, goes right, gives it off to Escobar. Back deep again to Green at the timeline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. He wants to clear out, gets a screen from Munoz, drives the paint on the right baseline, and it's taken away by Catre Morgan. Just ripped it out of his hands for turnover number 6 for the Trojans. Into the front court to Ramos, stop and go to the right base. Another head fake, uses up his dribble, spins, turnaround Jay off the front of the rim, no good. And going to the floor for the rebound that time, Lawrence Flores. That's his 3rd rebound, and they're going to call the travel on him. So that'll be the 7th turnover for the Trojans. Hobbs will have it on the left baseline as Tyler Box was going to be the out-of-bounds man, and Van Landingham replaces him. Underneath the Hobbs Eagle hoop, and boy, we got Coach Roberts is stomping up and down the sideline in front of the bench, wanting them to reverse that call. Thought that his player was solid on the ground and not moving. They shouldn't have got a foul there, or a travel, I should say. And then a three-shot taken by Ramos. You probably saw that close up on the YouTube. He got flattened on the three-point shot, but he'll get 3 shots as it misses off the rim, but he's fouled. And that'll be called against Anthony Escobar, his second 15 foul on the Trojans, as Ramos will step up. That was a kind of a 3D version there on YouTube, if you got a chance to see that one. First shot for Ramos is off the back of the rim. Ramos came into the game shooting 75%. He is first on the team. Makes the first, or misses the first one off the back of the rim. He'll get 2 more. Second shot is good. Eagles are now 3 of 7 from the charity stripe. Ramos getting 1 more free throw. He's got 7 points, leading the team now. 1 more for him. 25-24. Eagles by 1. Second shot is up, and it hits off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound on the far sideline in front of the Mayfield bench. Jalen Green comes down with his third. He'll go down hold down the lane himself off the dribble and scores. Eagles getting flat-footed on the defense. He's got 5 points. 26-25 Mayfield. Into the front court box at the top of the arc. Sends it back over to Ramos, left wing. Fakes a 3, dribbles to the right, left elbow, and throws up a J and puts it through the hole. Ramos now with 9 points. 27-26 Eagle. We got basically a seesaw affair here in Las Cruces. Coming across the timeline is Green on the dribble. Gets a screen up top from Smith. Falls to the floor. Loose. Van Landingham diving on it. Picked away by Morgan. Turnover number 8 for the Trojans. Ahead to box. He loves that transition pass down the lane. Going up with a scoop shot and puts it through. Tyler Box now with 6 points. Eagles got their biggest lead of 3 at this point. 29-26. Coming across the timeline off the dribble is Flores. Loads it up as Box picks him up on the left wing. Eagles by 3 with 5:35 left, second quarter. Screen up top applied by Munoz. Shuffles it over to Green on the right wing. Fadeaway 3, no good. Morgan on the right block for the rebound, his third. Over to left side. Bringing it up is Ramos. And Morgan is hurt at the timeline. Definitely going to be having to call a timeout. He finds Mora wide open on the right block, who lays it in for 2, but he is hurt at half court. Another ankle injury for the Hobbs Eagles. He's going to limp off the court. Hobbs up 31-26, up by 5, their biggest of the ball game. Eagles had Michael Mackey go down with the high ankle sprain last night. Of course, still out for the Eagles, Jalen Gore with a wrist injury. We just barely got Aaron Mora back last night. So people are just going down left and right. So it looks like Ronnie Ross will check in for Katre Morgan. He's getting some serious attention on the Hobbs Eagle bench right now. Of course, the Eagles have a few days to rest, getting ready for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament on the 27th on a Monday. And Coach Roberts has got his fist pumping up with his team and just kind of getting the momentum going on that bench to try to get his Trojans fired up to get back in this ball game. A half-court inbound, stolen by Ross. The ball gets knocked out to the Hobbs Eagle bench. And that'll be a turnover for Mayfield as it was last touched by Davian Smith. That's turnover number 9. Trojans not helping their cause at all. 1 turnover for the Eagles, though. Ramos gets a pass into Moore on the right elbow. Fadeaway J is no good. Pulled down on the far left sideline by Van Landingham. His 3rd rebound. He throws up a 15-footer, no good. Chased by Mora down in the right corner. His 3rd board. To Ramos on the right side as well. He comes down the lane, and they're going to call the travel. He did run over a defender, but he was a shuffle-nosed feet before that. Referee, I think, bailed him out just a little bit there, thankfully for Ramos. That will be an Eagles' 2nd turnover. 31-26. Hobbs with their biggest lead of 5. The inbound comes into Alvarez, who just checked in up on the near sideline, beating Van Landingham through the time stripe, but he gets right back in the defensive pressure. Cradles and throws a half-balanced shot. It hits the bottom of the backboard. Rebound by Ramos, his 3rd. Sends it ahead to Mora on the left block. Leads and shoots and uses his size to plink it off the glass for 2. Mora now with 8 points, and the Eagles up 33-26. Their biggest lead is 7. Eagles really taking advantage here in the second quarter. And coming down the lane and getting a block, AC Munoz. Mora, or make that Ramos try to get a charge out of it. They're going to call the foul on Ramos. Paul was passed, so no shooting foul on that one. So Ramos will pick up his first 16 foul against the Eagles. Checking back for Hobbs now on the court is Samad J. Williams. As Van Landingham taking a breather. He has 3 rebounds so far for the Eagles. He was a starter as Michael Mackey has to sit out with the high ankle sprain. On the right baseline is Flores to inbound. Gets it into the left corner to Smith. Bounce pass left block to Casey Matthews. Back to Smith on the left wing. He'll back it out against a tough pressure by Box. Top of the arc. Gets a screen up top from Munoz. Throws up a three off balance. No good. Ball loose in the paint. Pull down for Ronnie Ross. His second rebound. Dribbles down the middle of the lane. Back door to Box. Shot from the left block off the back of the rim. No good. And ripped down for Mayfield by Smith. His second board. Outlet to the near side to Munoz. Dribbles to the middle court with 4 minutes left in the second. 33-26 Eagles. Unloads on the right wing to Flores. Down to the right corner to Munoz. Drives baseline. Tries to bounce it back on the right elbow, and the ball goes into the backcourt to a ghost, and having to chase it down is Matthews. Just lets it run out to the baseline as the Eagles will have it underneath their hoop after a Trojan 10th turnover. Listening live to Hobbs Eagle Hoops on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Left baseline inbound for Tyler Box with a 7-point lead, 33-26. Eagles are down by 2 at the end of the first. Pass into Ramos at the right wing, and he spices it through the hole. Nice follow-through for Ramos on the tray. As now with a total of 12 points for the Eagles to lead their cause. 36-26. The biggest lead for them now is 10. The inbound comes into the far right side. Fumbled by Flores out of bounds to the Mayfield bench in the backcourt for the 11th turnover. That has caused their unraveling as they had that 2-point lead at the end of the first. Box to inbound in front of the Mayfield bench, front court, far sideline. Gets it in to Mora, fadeaway hook shot from the left baseline, no good, and pulled down by Smith for his third rebound. Into the front court as he takes on Williams. One-hand bounce pass, right wing to Flores. Sends it down to the right corner, but it's a bad pass saved by Munoz, loose in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Then they call a reach foul. That should be a bonus situation now for Mayfield. See who they're going to call this against. Looked like Ross was over there. And so was Ramos. I think they got Ramos on the foul. That's his second. 17 fouls. That will put Mayfield on the line. On the line will be Casey Matthews, getting his first chance for scoring in this game. 36-26. Eagles by 10 with 3:19 left here in the second. Shots hard off the back of the rim. No good. Pulled down high by Ramos for his fourth rebound. Up ahead to Box on the right wing, dribbling through his legs. No look pass to Williams on the left wing. Trying to move this 2-3 zone. Cross court right to Box. Sends it back to Williams on the left side. Bounce pass to Mora, left corner. Up top to Ramos. Going to fire up a NBA three, and nothing but threads. Ramos with his second tray in a row. He's got 15 points. 39-26 Eagles by 13, and a contested inbound on the far sideline in front of the Mayfield bench, knocked out by Hobbs. Eagles' biggest lead is 13 in this contest here in the second quarter. 2:50 left before the half. The inbound down to the far side in front of the Mayfield bench. Green in the backcourt, throws it back deep to the baseline to Flores. He'll go one-on-one against Williams to the near side. Beats him across, kicks it left corner to Smith for three, and he nails a tray. That's Smith's first points of the ball game, and he leads his team with 16 points a game and only 3 now. 39-29, 10-point Eagle lead. Now it's going to be Ramos firing up a three from the left wing off the back of the rim, no good. Smith will pull it down for his fourth board. Dribbles from left to right, now in the front corner from the Hobbs Eagle bench, near side. Up top of the arc, sends it to the left wing to Munoz. Dribbles to the right elbow, backs it out. Tough pressure by Ross to the baseline. Drives the lane, leads and shoots with two hands, air ball, but going up with a double hand dunk was Casey Matthews for the putback. He's got 2 points and a rebound, 39-31. At the other end, Mora fumbles the ball in the lane. It's taken away by Davian Smith, turnover number 3 for the Eagles. Into the front court, stop and go, down the lane, runs over Ross. They have a whistle on the drive, though. I think they had Ramos holding from behind before the charge. That definitely would have been a charge for Ross. But I think they got Ramos on the drive before that. And that's going to be his third 18th foul. Looks like Coach Reed's going to get a couple of subs in here. And that'll be including Roberto Miranda. And also getting ready to check in Darius Royal. On the line for the free throw, up and good on the bonus. Counted for Smith. He's got 4 points. 39-32, a 7-point ball game here in Las Cruces. Eagles' biggest lead has been 13, though. It's been whittled down now by the Mayfield Trojans, hitting a tray and now some free throws added on. Smith will get one more. 1:55 left here in the second. Second shot is up, and it's off the back in front of the rim, no good. And going over the back on the rebound, Mora was in good position underneath the hoop, but going over his back that time was Casey Matthews, his first personal, 16th, actually 7th. They're going to go to the 1-on-1 bonus. And that will send Mora to the line. Aaron has yet to shoot a free throw in this game, came into the contest shooting 55%. Mora right now with 8 points. Free throw is up and good. Nice rotation, good follow through. He's got 9 now. And now it's 40-32. Eagles by 8. Again, earlier we had an injury for Katre Morgan going down. What looked like an ankle problem there. I don't see him on the bench at this point. I think they took him to the locker room. Second is an air ball for Mora, unfortunately. He hears it from some of the Mayfield Trojan student section here. So 9 points so far for Mora, 40-32 your score. Eagles by 8, 152 remaining. Hard dribble to the front court for Munoz to the right corner. Dribbles through his legs. Mora's going to step out on him. Top of the arc. Scoop pass over to Green on the left wing. He spins against Williams. Heads down the lane. Windmill layup high in the air off the glass. They're going to call the foul. So we get a chance for 2 free throws. Did not hit rim that time. So Williams picks up the foul. That'll be his first. 19th foul against the Eagles, and that'll send Green to the line where he's 3 for 4. All those free throw opportunities in the first quarter for Green. Clock stop with 1:39 remaining. Free throws a swish for Green. He's got 6 points now. Flores with 7, 6 apiece for Green and Sowards, and for your Hobbs Eagles, 15 for Ramos, 9 for Mora, the leaders. Second shot off the right rim, no good. Pulled down underneath by Mora. That's his 4th board. Sends it ahead to the front court to Miranda. Up top to Williams. Uses up his dribble. Threads it to Royal coming down the lane. Back door. And there's Morgan, who just got back in the ball game after a sub. Didn't even see him come back in. He puts it down for 2. That's his 6th point. And Eagles now up by 10 again, 42-32. Where did that magic man come from? He appeared on the court even with that ankle injury. Into the front side is Munoz. Eagles up by 9. 3 on the way, and nailing it is Munoz. He's got 2 trays in the game with 6 points. 42-36 your score. 6-point game. Williams in the front court, jump stop up top to Royal, fakes a 3, sends it back to Williams on the right wing. High pass inside to Mora, gets stripped in the paint, taken away by Green. Eagles 4 turnover. Green tries to dribble to the scorer's table on the far sideline and fumbles it out of bounds, but last touch by Royal. Clock will stop with 48 seconds left second quarter, and Eagles by 6. At the half stripe in front of the scorer's table, Jalen Green to inbound for the Trojans. Sends it to the backcourt to Smith. Taking his time with the dribbles. Morgan will pick him up at the time stripe. Gets a screen up top from Matthews. Goes left with it on the dribble. Still outside the circle. Morgan will slide with him. He's limping a little bit there. Handoff to Flores going left to right. Down low to left block. Green, a fadeaway jumper from 15 and nails it. So Green now with 8 points. 38-42. Hobbs by 4. Pass down the lane to Morgan. Back door to Mora. Comes up underneath the hoop on the reverse. Left to right and puts it off the glass for 2. Mora now with 11 points. 44-38. Eagles by 6 with 10 seconds left in the half. Into the front court. Munoz on the right wing in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Far sideline. Comes up top. Unloads to Green with 5 seconds. Lost the ball. Stripped by Royal. Shoots a 3 at the buzzer. In it. Oh, it stays in the rim. You saw that on YouTube. I thought it was coming out, but it ricochets into the hole and counted. Beautiful shot from Royal from half court. After the steal, that's the 12th turnover for Mayfield, and a 3-point shot by Jarius Royal to give a 9-point lead at the half. And you're seeing the Mayfield Trojan cheerleaders on YouTube right now as they come in front of our camera. As they're going to take a nice breather here. We'll come back. The Eagles up 47-38 at the half. Back in 3 minutes live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7.
Clear. 1 minute. Ten. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Las Cruces. Ty Friend here with you live as the Hobbs Eagles leading by 9 points at the half, 47-38. In case you just missed it, Jarius Royal got a steal right before the buzzer sound, about 2 seconds or so remaining. Threw up a half-court shot. Probably could have drove down a little bit, got closer, but he threw it up from half court and nailed it off the glass into the hole to give the Eagles that 9-point lead. Hobbs had as many as a 13-point lead in the second quarter, but it did get whittled down to 6 before that 3-point shot. Big bucket for Jarius Royal coming off the bench for the Hobbs Eagles. Let's take a look at the scoring in the first half. First for the Mayfield Trojans. They've had 8 in the scorebook so far, and 8 points for Jalen Green at this point in time. He's also had several free throw opportunities. He's 3 for 5 from the line for 60% and 3 rebounds. He is the leading scorer. Lawrence Flores has hit a couple of trays and 1 for 2 from the line. He's got 7 points and 3 rebounds. At 6 points, Cameron Sowers with a couple of trays. AC Munoz also hit 2 trays for 6 points. Anthony Escobar hit a tray for 3. Casey Matthews had a bucket for 2 points. Ashton Watson for 2. And Davian Smith, surprisingly, just 4 points so far, came into the game averaging 16 a contest. He's 1 of 2 from the line and has 4 rebounds. The big numbers for Mayfield are the 3-pointers. They've had 8 in the first half alone, and a whole handful of guys getting those threes. They've had 5 different players nail trays in the first half. We mentioned that in the pregame show. That was something the Eagles had to watch out for, and it's definitely come true, as that's what's kept Mayfield in the game. Their problem has been turnovers. They've had 12 in the first half so far, and they're shooting 6 of 11 from the free throw stripe for 54%. And the numbers for your Hobbs Eagles, already 2 in double digits. Jesus Ramos has 15 points so far. He's hit 2 trays and also went 1 of 2 from the line. He had 4 rebounds as well. So he's definitely following up on a good night from last night where he had 27 points. He's already more than half of that in this game through 2 quarters. Also with double digits, Aaron Mora, 11 points, 4 rebounds, and is 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Really doing a good job of getting off his feet and put some balls back up on the glass there, cleaning up for the Eagles. Couple of guys have 6 points. Tyler Box, he's 2 for 2 from the line. And Katre Morgan, who did go down with an ankle injury, came back in late in the second quarter. He has 6 points and 3 rebounds. Jarius Royal, thanks to that tray, goes up to 5 in the scorebook now. And a couple other scorers for the Eagles, including Ronnie Ross with 2 points, has 2 rebounds on top of that. Ethan Van Landingham, who started this game, has a total of 2 points and 3 rebounds. And I believe that wraps up the scoring for the Eagles. A total of 7 guys have put points on the board so far. Hobbs shooting 4 of 9 from the charity stripe for 44%. Their top rebounders are Aaron Mora and Jesus Ramos, both with 4 boards, 3 apiece for Van Landingham and Morgan. Eagles with just those 4 turnovers, again compared to 12 for Mayfield. Eagles have been out-rebounded in the first half, 17-16, just shy by 1. Eagles were outscored 24-22 in the first quarter, but then ended up with 14 points in the second quarter. So 24 points in the first, 14 points, or excuse me, let me change that here. 22 points in the first quarter. They had 25 points in the second quarter. Only 14 put on the scoreboard for Mayfield in the second. So that definitely was a turnaround. Eagles coming out big in that second quarter of action. Your score at the half, Hobbs 47, Mayfield 38. We're about 2 minutes away from the second half action. You're listening to us live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. go. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3
Clear.
Let's go 90 seconds, please.
Okay. $30. 15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ready for second half action here in Las Cruces. Hobbs leading over the Mayfield Trojans 47-38. Hobbs working on their 9th win of the season, coming in at 8-1. And Las Cruces sitting at 3-6. They were just on a road trip last night to Rio Rancho playing Cleveland, lost by 10, having to come back to their home court. And this is only their second home game out of those 9 contests so far. They started off the season against Roswell, beat them by double digits, and then now this home game here, which the Eagles lead by 9. It's going to be Mayfield basketball at the timeline, near sideline to inbound. They trail by 9. Eagles matching up man-to-man. The inbound comes to the time stripe, and coming across with it is Jalen Green. Drives the lane, lost the ball. Box is going to get a piece of it. That's the 13th Trojan turnover. Dribbles across the timeline, loose. Box comes back with it. Bounce pass back door to Morgan. He fumbles it out of bounds, and a little bit of jitters there to start this third quarter for the Eagles, too. Both teams with 1 turnover apiece in this third. 5 total for the Eagles, 13 for Mayfield. Here come the Trojans now in the front court. Off the dribble, AC Munoz spots a 3 and nails it. Morgan got a hand in his face, but he still put it through the hole. Munoz now with 9 points. It's now 41-47. That's the third three-pointers for Mayfield. The pass down low to Morgan, fumbled out of bounds, but knocked out of his hands by AC Munoz. So Hobbs retained possession. Just underway here in the third quarter. The Eagles up by 6. Their biggest lead was 13 in the second quarter. Biggest lead for Mayfield back in the first quarter was 5. Van Landingham to inbound. He's in for the Michael Mackey injury from last night. 3 on the way for Box from the left wing. It's off the back of the rim. Van Landingham gets the rebound, sends it back to Morgan on the left block, and he lays it in for 2. That's the 4th rebound for Van Landingham, as Morgan now has 8 points. 49-41 Eagles. Into the front court off the dribble is Green, top of the arc. Gets a screen. Pass off to left wing to Munoz. Dribbles up top against Box, sliding the right side, near sideline now as Box keeps with him. Hands it off on the near side to Sowers. Jab step. Van Landingham giving a little bit of a cushion now. Stop and go to the right corner. Uses up his dribble. Sends it up top to Green, guarded by Ramos. Gets a screen around the left edge. Unloads to Sowers. 3 on the way. Off the front of the rim, no good. Box will pull it down in transition. That's his first rebound. Lost the ball at the time stripe. That's turnover number 6. And a spin move pass to the left wing to Green. He'll fire up a 3, a fadeaway, and puts it through. Green now with 11 points. That's the 10th three-pointer for Mayfield. It's now 49-44. Eagles up by 5 here in the third quarter. Dump it to Moore at the free throw line. Up top to Ramos. He's going to spot a 3 off the front of the rim. Chased down by Van Landingham on the left wing. That's his 5th rebound. Up top to Mora. Over to Box on the right wing in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Nice fake, drives the baseline. Kickoff to Ramos. Left side 3 on the way, and it's good. He looks at the crowd after he puts it through the hole. Ramos now with 18 points. 52-44. Eagles by 8 here with 5:58 left third quarter. Into the front court comes Green. Dishes down to the right corner to Flores. Guarded by Mora. Giving up about 4 or 5 inches to Mora, by the way. Pass up top to Green. Gets a double screen, comes down the right side of the paint. Mora's going to slide with him, uses up his dribble. Bounce pass, right wing to Flores, guarded by Van Landingham. Up top, his box gets a piece of it. Morgan rips it away, and that's the 14th Mayfield turnover. Up ahead to a breaking Mora with a one-hand dunk, tomahawk jam over the front of the rim. 56-44, as Mora now with 13 points. Make it 54-44. Jump ahead on the scoreboard a little bit there. 10-point Eagle lead, and a three on the way, and nailing it. Putting it through the hole was Flores. He's got 10 points. A three shot from the other end. Ramos misses off the front of the iron. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Watson. 54-47. Eagles up by 7. Pass across the timeline coming from Watson. Gets it over to Green. He'll slow it down as Ramos steps out, getting a screen from Sowards. Drives the right side of the lane underneath the hoop. Reverse layup high off the glass, no good. Ramos gets a rebound, his fifth. Dribbles up the near sideline, a double team. Slings it up top to Morgan. Down to the left corner to Mora. He's going to spot up an 18-footer and swishes it through. No, they're going to say that's a tray. He points to the student section. Eagles better be careful they're not enticing the crowd too much. They're going to give Mora a warning about that as well. He's got 16 points, though. 57-47. Eagles by 10 here in the third quarter with 4:37 remaining. And that's going to give Coach Reeves a chance to get some subs on. Samaje Williams checks on, as well as Ronnie Ross. So Ramos has hit 3 trays in the game. Mora just hit one. Also got one from Royal at the buzzer at halftime at half court. So 5 3-pointers for the Eagles and 10. Actually, it's 11 now for Mayfield. Boy, Van Landingham got knocked to the floor as he's playing some D in the full court pressure. Green gets through traffic, lost the ball coming across the timeline. Morgan ripped it away for the 15th turnover. He comes down the lane to try to get through 2 defenders and gets a couple of Hobbs Eagle bench players jumping off the bench, waiting for that whistle to be called. He got ripped inside as they'll get the foul call. And that'll be the first on the Trojans here in the second half. And they're going to call that a shooting foul, too, as Morgan was dragging guys with him. Has yet to shoot a free throw is Morgan. Comes into the game shooting 42% and nails his first one here. Morgan now with 9 points. It's now 58-47. Very happy that he's back on the court late in the second quarter return after going down hard at the half-court line midway through the second, and he was hobbled up. Second shot is off the back of the rim, no good. And it's chased down at the free throw. And bringing it across the timeline is Flores. Throws it down the lane, ball loose, and taken away by Van Landingham. They're going to call the jump ball. Boy, it looked like he got hammered from behind that time, as getting a piece of him was Smith. But the jump ball is going to serve as a turnover, though, as it goes back to the Eagles on the arrow. So 16 turnovers for the Trojans. Hobbs up 58-47. Coming across the timeline, Samaje Williams. Dribbling through his legs against Green, gives it off to Van Landingham, right wing, up top to Ross, fires up a 3, bounce off the back of the rim, no good. Morgan with the fadeaway in the paint, can't get it to drop. His 4th rebound, and chased down in the deep right corner by Sowards for his 4th board. Throws it up court, breaking is Smith. He'll back out of the pressure now as he's back at the timeline. Now he's going to spot up a 3 from the right wing, bouncing around the rim, and good. Smith now with 7 points. That's the 12th three-pointer for Mayfield. 58-50. Eagles not taking any time down the lane. Missing the shot is Morgan, but tipped back up and in for Ronnie Ross on the left block. Ross now with 4 points and 3 rebounds. Eagles up 60-50. 10-point lead. Into the front court with the crossover move is Smith, guarded by Ross. Screen coming up top by Munoz. Sliding to the left. Coming back to get the ball behind him is Sowards, top of the circle. He throws up a 3 off the bottom of the left glass, and Williams underneath the hoop for the Eagles for his first rebound. Samaje Williams with a double team. Bounce pass into the front court to Van Landingham, finds Ross left corner. Back to Williams on the left side perimeter. Up top to Ross, down to Moore on the right corner. Fadeaway 3 off the side of the rim, no good. Yanked down by Green underneath, his 4th rebound. Pass up to, Green's going to one-hand bounce, pass down the lane to Flores. Fadeaway shot in the paint over Moore and scores. Flores now with 12 points and a timeout on the court. 60-52. The Hobbs Eagles by 8. 2:53 remaining. Third quarter. We'll come back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Your Hobbs Eagles lead by 8, 60-52 here in the third quarter. Looking at the top scorers so far, Eagles with 16 for Aaron Mora. He's number 2 on the list, and Jesus Ramos with 18 points. So those two combining for 34 of the Hobbs Eagles' 60 points at this point in time, so more than half of the scoring. 9 for Catre Morgan. And looking at the Mayfield Trojans, the leader is Lawrence Flores with 12, 11 for Jalen Green. They've got 12 three-pointers so far, do the Trojans, 5 trays for the Eagles. Hobbs basketball after the timeout, leading by 8. Williams has as he comes across, guarded by Green, gives it off to Ross on the right wing in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Up top to Williams, swing it left to Van Landingham, touch pass to Morgan, left block. Back to Ross, who drives the right elbow. Kick it down to Van Landingham, left corner, 3 on the way, air ball, put back up by Morgan on the trash pickup. He lays it off the glass right side for 2. Morgan now with a total of 11 points and 5 rebounds. Eagles up by 10 again, 62-52. Into the front court, top of the circle, Sowers. To the right wing to Green. Bounce pass to the right corner to Green. Or make that Smith a fadeaway 3 over the top of Ross, who got his hand up that time. But Smith makes him pay for it. That's 10 now for him. He's got 55. And Mora gets a pass down the right corner after coming down the lane with it hard as Williams runs over his defender and gets the charge. Second foul on Williams. And the first team foul on the Eagles here in the second half. Also go as a turnover as well. That's their 7th. 16 turnovers for Mayfield. 62-55. Eagles by 7 with 2:10 remaining here in the third. Full court pressure defense for the Eagles. Looks like they're going man-to-man instead of the trap. Inbound on the near side, up ahead of Alvarez. He'll slow it down with the breaks as Ross picks him up at the time stripe. Into the front court. Unloads the ball to the left wing to Green. Clock to 2 minutes left, third quarter. Sliding left to right on the dribbles. Van Landingham with the defense on him. Green gives it off to the right side to Alvarez. Drives baseline right. Bumps into Van Landingham. Fade away on the right block and puts it off the glass for 2. First bucket for Alvarez, 57-62. Eagles still up by 5. Into the front court, Van Landingham. Over to Ramos, left wing. Drives baseline. Hippity hop. Does a big step after he came to a stop there and gets a travel. Eagles' 8th turnover. Trying to do a little bit too much. Wasn't sure if you wanted to shoot, pass, or whatever that time. Ended up getting the extra hop on that one. 5-point Eagle lead as the inbound comes into Green on the far sideline backcourt. Bumps into Ramos as he comes across the timeline on the dribble. Stop and go, crossover. Slings it over to the right wing to Escobar, guarded by Morgan. Comes up top off the dribble, uses it up, gives it back to Sowers on the right wing, guarded by Van Landingham. Kick it up top to Green. Morgan gets a slice on the ball. It's taken away for Van Landingham, the 17th turnover. But a steal back by Green, and they're going to give it back to Mayfield. So the Eagles turn it back over for their 9th turnover. So Mayfield will have it on the near sideline as checking in will be Tyler Box for Catre Morgan. Clock stops with 1:14 left here in the third, 62-57 Eagles. Inbounding is Green, gets it in back deep to the timeline to Smith, guarded by Moore on the right wing. Crossover through his legs. He'll spot up a 3. Fade away. Mora gets a hand on him and fouls him, and it goes through the net. Chance for a 4-point play. Mora with his first personal. That'll be the second team foul. As Smith nails the tray. He's got 4 3-point shots in this game. There's 13 total for the Trojans from tray range. It's now 62-60. Devastating foul on that one. 13 points for Smith. And his free throws a swish. Down to a 1-point game, 62-61. Ramos will bring it across for the Eagles. Into the front court, guarded by Green. Kicks it over left to Van Landingham, to Moore in the left corner. Cross court right to Box, head to delete board. Gets it to Ross in the right block, drives a lane. Reverse slam with 2 hands off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Smith, his 5th board. He'll take the dribble himself against Ross with 45 seconds left, third quarter. A 1-point Eagle lead. Into the front court, top of the arc, a screen from Escobar. Dish off right wing for Alvarez, 3 out the back of the rim. Mora's going to rip it down. His 5th rebound in the middle of the paint. Outlet to Ramos on the left wing. He drives the lane, but he's getting stripped from behind by Alvarez with a 10 turnover. Didn't know it was coming. Here comes Alvarez in the front court. 3-on-3. Dish off left baseline to Escobar. 15-footer off the rim, no good. Tip back up on the left block. It doesn't drop for Sowards, and Van Landingham takes it down for the Eagles on the other block. That's his 6th rebound. Goes it across the timeline to Ramos with 12 seconds. Up by 1, third quarter. Crossover move up top. Wide open his box on the left wing for 3. An air ball. Loose on the baseline. Diving on the floor for it. Ross and another Mayfield player. They're going to have a jump ball. Clock will stop with 1.2 remaining in the third. Eagles up by the 1. 62-61. Hobbs will get the possession arrow. Left baseline. Inbounding will be Tyler Box. High alley-oop to Mora, comes down with it, goes back up and throws up a hook at the buzzer, but it comes off the back of the rim from point-blank range. No good. But the Eagles hold on to a 1-point lead at the end of 3, 62-61 over Mayfield. We'll take a 60-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Thirty. Five, four, three, two, one, go.
We got a battle going on here in Las Cruces as the Hobbs Eagles lead 62-61 over Mayfield. We start the fourth quarter. Eagles with 3 in double digits. Ramos 18, Morris 16, and 11 for Morgan. And for Mayfield, 14 for Smith, 12 for Flores, 11 for Green. Driving the lane, missing the shot, point blank. Is Smith, no good. Rebound for Ramos. He'll drive up the middle of the court. That's Ramos' 6th rebound. Goes back door on the left, and Mora lays in it for 2 off the left glass. Mora now with 18 points. Eagles now up by 3, 64-61. Here comes Green now with the dribble. Front court. Slings it over to the left side. Alvarez spots a 3 and swish. Alvarez with his first tray of the ball game. That's 15 three-pointers for Mayfield. As Alvarez now with 5, it's 64-64. The three-point shot definitely keeping Mayfield in this ball game. I think they might be discussing whether that was a tray or not, because it looked like he was a little bit inside that three-point arc. Let's see if they change the scoreboard here. Right now it says 64 all. Referee went to the scores table, but they don't look like they've changed it yet. So we're going to stay tied at 64, 7:47 left here in the fourth. Hobbs basketball as Mayfield is going to play some half-court defense. Looks like a 1-2-2 zone, matchup zone situation as Ramos will bring it across for the Eagles against Green. Gives it off to the left side of Van Landingham. No look pass to Moore, left corner, up top to Ramos. Sends it back to Van Landingham, left side, again to Ramos. No look pass to Box on the right wing. Returns to Ramos, top of the circle. Down to the left corner to Van Landingham. Gives it back to Ramos. No look pass to Morgan, free throw line, backdoor to Van Landingham. Tries to go up strong with it on the left block after a head fake, and looks like he got it ripped out of his hands. It goes out on the baseline. Return to Hobbs. I thought he might have had part of the arm on that one underneath Sowards, but they don't call the foul. Hobbs will have it on the right base. Referees are kind of trying to calm people down a little bit, getting a little bit dicey underneath. Inbounding be Van Landingham. Finds Moore in the left corner. Actually, that's Ramos for 3, and he nails an important shot for the Eagles. 21 points for Jesus Ramos. It's now 67-64. Eagles by 3. 7:08 remaining in the front court. Stop and go for Green. Gives it off left wing to Escobar, guarded by Mora. Double screen for him as he comes around the right circle. Lost the ball off the dribble, gets it back, throws up a shot coming down the lane, off balance. He's kind of flinged it at the hole. They're going to call a body foul on Katre Morgan. Boy, he got a big gift on that foul call as he was just kind of a octopus in the lane, just kind of fumbling his arms around. They called on Morgan. That'll be his second. Third team foul against the Eagles, and that will send to the line Escobar, who is yet to shoot a free throw. Has 3 points, though, on a tray. First shot is up, and it's a hard brick off the back of the rim, no good. Still a 3-point Eagle lead, 67-64 here in the fourth, 6:56 remaining. One more free throw for Escobar. Second shot is up, and it's in and out, no good. Ripped down by Moore underneath the hoop. That's his sixth board. Outlet to the far side of Ramos. He continues down the right baseline. High up in the air with a shot over the rim, and they're going to call the foul. Late whistle as Coach Reeves comes off the bench, and they're going to call the charge on Ramos. So that's his fourth team foul against the Eagles. And a substitution going to come in for Mayfield on the court is A.C. Munoz, who has 9 points. All 3 shots are trays for him. Coach Reeves is still wondering, well, saw the defender might have leaned in a little bit with his shoulder. That's what Coach Reeves is wanting to call. But remember, Coach is not able to have the box because he got a tee in the first half and has to take a seat. So he quickly returns to his seat after talking to the ref there. Here's going to go with some trap pressure. And boy, Van Landingham, the one-man wrecking crew in the backcourt now, just sliding from left to right. Inbound to Alvarez on the far side, gives it back to the near side to Green. Brings it across the timeline against Van Landingham with 6:35 remaining. Eagles by 3. Screen up top applied by Sowards. Driven to the left corner is Green. Gives it back to Sowards in the left wing for 3, and he nails it. Sowards now with 9 points. 16 three-pointers now for Mayfield. We're tied at 67. In the front court, Van Landingham top of the circle. The box in the right corner. In front of the Hobbs Eagle bench goes baseline. Double clutch off the glass and scores as he took it to the hole. So Box now with 8 points and a timeout on the court for the Eagles. They lead 69-67. Boy, this has been nip and tuck here in the second half. 6:13 remaining. Eagles by 2 over Mayfield. Back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Three, 2, 1, go.
6:13 left, fourth quarter. Hobbs up by 2, 69-67. Eagles try to go 2-0 on the Las Cruces road trip. Mayfield basketball after the timeout. Jalen Green gets it across the timeline to Alvarez. Return to Green on the left wing. Sends it down the same side. 2 Purchase. Up top again to Green. Swing it right to Alvarez outside the perimeter. Just the passing yo-yo game going on to Green again, left wing. Up top to Alvarez. Swing it right side to Smith. Makes a 3. Cross court left, and it's almost stripped away in the air. As a good job for Ramos jumping back towards the free throw line and leaped in the air, headed all the way over to the scores table, but could not get a grip on it. So almost a turnover there for the Trojans. They've had 17 turnovers so far, 10 for the Eagles. Timeout Mayfield, 5:50 left here in the fourth. Still a 2-point Eagle lead, 69-67 over Mayfield. Let's take that quick 30-second break and head back to the studio.
Clear. How long?
30.
Okay. 15. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Las Cruces after the timeout. 69-67 your score. Eagles by 2 with 5:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's been a close one here in the second half. As the pass around the left side is stolen by Ramos. Sends it ahead to Box with a nice finger roll over the front of the rim. That is the 18th turnover for Mayfield as Box now with 10 points. And a three fadeaway on the right side connected. Now 71-69, your score. 5:17 remaining as that one put through by Smith. Bad pass on the far sideline, goes out near the Hobbs Eagle bench. Last touch by Munoz. So saving a steal for Mayfield, who was eager to get down the court to score. We had our scoreboard blink out here and dropped zeros on the scoreboard on our YouTube feed, so I'm trying to get that back up for you here. Eagle basketball down to Moore on the right baseline. He tries to get it down to Morgan, back door to the left block, and it gets knocked out by Mayfield. 71-69, a 2-point Eagle lead with 5:04 remaining. Eagle basketball on the left baseline, trying to get it in. Van Landingham goes back door, and there's Moore with a high arching layup with his left hand. Nice balance there. He's got 20 points. 4-point Eagle lead, 73-69, under 5 minutes remaining. Green in the front court, top of the arc. Comes to the right side against Morgan. Morgan slices the ball, comes out for a second, recovers it, returns to Sowards on the right side still, near the sideline. Threads the needle down low to Smith, high layup on the right and puts it through. Smith has 19 points, 73-71. Here come the Eagles in the front court, Ramos. Hippity hop to the right elbow, down to Van Landingham, right corner with a jab step. Bounce pass up top to Box. Fakes a three, kicks it right to Van Landingham on the perimeter. To Ramos, right corner for three, and he nails another one. Ramos, 24 points. Eagles now up 76-71. Beautiful shot for him. Ramos has a total of 4 trays. Down to the left baseline, the pass coming in to Munoz. Kicks it left corner, three on the way. Off the rim by Smith. Rebound for Morgan. That's Morgan's 6th board. Sends it ahead down to Mora, but fumbles it right in the hands of Alvarez for turnover number 11. Up ahead, an alley-oop, backdoor to Sowards. Has to come down with it, tip it back to Green, then to Sowards. He's got 11, does Sowards. 11 points, 76-73. Eagles by 3. A long ball to the other end is taken away at the baseline by Mayfield. So Hobbs now with some turnovers have 12 total. 3-point lead. Into the front court comes Smith. Gives it out to the right wing to Green. Up top on the circle off the dribble. Bounce pass to Alvarez near the timeline. Over to the left wing. Holding it is Flores. Or correction, that is Munoz. Munoz gets it back to the Mayfield bench side. Again to Green. A fadeaway three off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound for the Eagles. That's Ramos' 7th board as he'll back it out to the near sideline. Bounce pass to the right wing to Box. Cross court left to Ramos. Wide open for a three. In and out this time. Battle for the rebound underneath. The ball on the floor. And Van Landingham putting his body on the hardwood as usual. So he just flattens out on the wood, along with Cameron Sowards for the Trojans. Hobbs will have the possession arrow on the right baseline, leading by 3 with 3:01 remaining. 76-73, Eagles by the tray, as Van Landingham will inbound. Goes back door, wide open Mora, nobody contesting him, lays it in with 2 hands right side. He's got 6 points in the 4, 22 overall, and an Eagle 5-point lead, 78-73. 2:50 left in the ballgame. Can the Eagles get their 9th win of the season? Smith will bring it across. Take it on Morgan. And we got a Coach Roberts timeout. Stops the clock with 2:45 remaining. Hobbs up by 5. Come back with us live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube in 60 seconds.
Ten. 3, 2, 1, go.
The seesaw affair here from Las Cruces. Ty Friend with you. Sean back at the station. Mayfield after a timeout throws up a 3 on the left wing. Comes off the back of the rim. Long rebound for Ramos, his 8th, trying to get the transition dribble, and he gets bodied into by Mayfield. That's going to be against Noah Alvarez, his 2nd. Just the 2nd team foul against Mayfield here in the second half. Eagles by 5, 78-73 with 2:38 remaining. Ramos has the basketball. He's got 24 points, 4 3-pointers in the game to box on the right wing. Back to Ramos. Returns to box right side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Again to Ramos, top of the circle. Threads it down to the free throw line to Morgan. Over to box right base. Fadeaway jumper. 18-footer off the back of the rim. No good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Smith, his 6th. He'll slow down the dribble. Now brings it across against Morgan with 2:15 remaining. Screen on the right side. Applied by Davis. Pass off to the left wing. Green gets bodied into. Comes down the right side of the lane. Reverse slap with a scoop. Underneath the hoop. No good. Mora gets a rebound. That's his 7th. Throws it ahead to box. He's rejected coming down the right side of the lane. Looked like he got bodied. No foul call, but the ball gets knocked out to the left baseline. Eagles retain possession. Boy, he got major mauled that time by the hip. Coach Reeves jumps off the bench, yelling at his team to get in the right inbound play here. They're going to stack it on the right side of the lane. Van Landingham throws it back deep to Ramos. Not high enough, though, but he's able to track it down to the free throw line. Back door to Mora with a double clutch over the left rim. He puts it through for 2. Mora gets his 8th point of the fourth quarter, 24 overall, and a Mayfield timeout. 80-73. Eagles extend their lead to 7. We're back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hobbs Eagles have outscored Mayfield 19-9 here in the fourth quarter. Now have a 7-point lead, 80-73. Second road game for the Eagles here in Las Cruces. Hobbs up by as many as 13. That was back in the second quarter. Biggest lead for Mayfield has been 5 back in the first quarter. But Hobbs right now a very critical 7-point lead. 24 points apiece for Aaron Mora and Jesus Ramos. 7 rebounds for Mora, 8 rebounds for Ramos. Those guys making a yeoman's effort out here with the Michael Mackey bench situation with the ankle injury. Also missing their 3-point shooter, of course, Jalen Gore. With that injury, was out last night as well. Mayfield will bring it across the timeline to Green down the left corner. Getting bumped is Munoz. Dribbles out of the pressure and puts it back up top to Smith. Clock to 1:45. Not an ally for Mayfield. Screen up top for Alvarez. Driving the left side of the lane to Smith. Fadeaway jumper. Left block, no good. Morgan rips it down, and he gets fouled as he tries to head to the scores table off the dribble. That's a 7th rebound for Katre Morgan. Clock will stop with 1:36 remaining. And that will be the 14th foul on the Trojans. Inbound in the backcourt to Ramos. He'll be picked up on D by Alvarez. Throws it across the box in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the right side. Back deep to Ramos at the timeline. To Van Landingham on the left. They're just going to run the clock. Yo-yo passing aim. Back to box on the right wing. Cross court left to Van Landingham to move the zone. Cross court again to box right side. Back again to Van Landingham left side of the perimeter. Up top to Ramos. Again to box right wing with 1:10. To free throw line to Morgan. Back door. There goes Mora with the scoop. Or make it a Statue of Liberty move to the hole as he kind of reaches out with his one hand, but he gets the ball tipped out by Smith to the baseline. 1:10 left here in the fourth. Eagles by 7 still. Quick inbound to the right corner. Ramos going to spot a 3 off the side of the rim. Not sure if we needed that one. Rebound on the right baseline by Sowards, his 6th. Throws it to the timeline in transition. Green. No look pass left corner to Munoz. 3 on the way and swish. Munoz with 12 3-pointers, or 12 points. That's the 18th three-pointer by Mayfield. A quick timeout called. 80-76, and we'll take a 30-second break. Make it 60 as the Eagles lead by 4.
Clear.
That was a 60.
Sorry, I thought you said 30.
We're down to the wire here in Las Cruces as the Hobbs Eagles lead by 4, 80-76. 56 seconds remaining. Full court pressure applied by the Trojans. Box will get it into Ramos. He drives hard through Green through the timeline. Double team against him. Up top to Box. Had to leap for it. Almost got it stolen. Sends it over to left wing to Ramos. There's a hurt Mayfield player who tried to get a steal on that. Played near half court. He went flat on the ground. And it looks like that's going to be Davian Smith. He's got 19 points. He's one of their top scorers, too. Actually, he is the top scorer in this ball game, and he got flattened on the ground. And I'm going to say it's probably a groin injury, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can probably tell as he's limping off the court what he's clutching at this point. I'll leave it at that. 80-76 your score. Hobbs by 4 with 47 seconds remaining. Let's see who they check in for him. Looks like Anthony Escobar. Remember, this team has had 18 three-pointers in the game, so this is not over yet. Tyler Box gets the inbound in the backcourt. Stop and go. Throws a high one over to Ramos. Has to jump forward in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench right. He gives it over to Morgan. Returns up top to Box. Box uses up his dribble. Back to Morgan on the right wing. Spin move to the right corner. Down low to Mora. Gets triple team. He tries to go up with it, and it's knocked out of his hands. They're going to say he touched it last. Goes out on the baseline for the turnover. That's the 13th turnover for the Eagles in this game, but remember, there's been a total of 18 for Mayfield. Hobbs going to apply full court pressure man-to-man. 30 seconds left. Hobbs by 4. Cannot foul a three-point shooter, that's for sure. They're going to chuck it down the court, three-quarter court. Stolen by Moore out of the midair. 19 turnovers now. Gets it into Morgan in the front court left wing. He gets bodied into, and they call the foul, I believe, on Davian Smith. No, I guess the Eagles got a timeout before that body foul. Clock is stopped with 26 seconds remaining, and Coach Reeves yelling at his team to take care of the basketball. We'll take a quick 30 seconds on the timeout and back live. Eagles by 4.
Clear.
Back live action, fourth quarter. Tyler Box in the front court. Gives it off to Van Landingham, left wing, with 20 seconds remaining, and he's fouled to stop the clock. Davian Smith picks it up. I believe that's just the 15th foul on the Trojans. Still not bonus situation, which definitely hurts their cause at this point as they need to stop the clock. I actually got a couple of fouls to give. Inbound to Ramos on the near side, dribbling through two defenders on the crossover. Throws a high one down to Morgan in the left block. He gets bodied into from behind. The ball sails right to Mayfield. They're going to get a body block coming from behind by Cameron Sowards. That's his first. 16th foul against the Trojans. Hobbs will get one more foul against Mayfield, and that'll put them on the line. Van Landingham will inbound from the right base, leading by 4 with 14 seconds remaining. Bounce pass backdoor to Moore on the right block. He sends it out to Box to run clock. To Van Landingham on the right wing. Gets knocked to the floor. Where's the whistle? Do they call that or not? Yeah, finally the referee's jumping up and getting a foul call here. Davian Smith picks up his second. They're going to say that's just the 16th foul. So one more to give for the bonus. Into the backcourt to Box, and he gets taken by the hips and ripped back in the backcourt by A.C. Munoz, and that is the 17th foul there. So Tyler Box got a chance to put the icing on the cake with a 4-point lead. He's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe and has 10 points. Eagles have had 4 in double figures in this game with Mora, Morgan, Box, and Ramos. Box trying to add on to his 10 here. First free throw is off the front of the rim, no good. And pulled down underneath the hoop by Sowards. Sends it ahead on the near sideline across the timeline to Munoz, and they get a foul against him. I guess they didn't want him to shoot the tray, and that's kind of probably a smart move here before he had a chance to shoot it. And for the Eagles, that'll be their 15th foul. The inbound on the near side, fumbled for a second, shot for 3 on the right wing to Green, hits the top of the backboard and rolls out of bounds on the baseline. That is the ball game. The Hobbs Eagles win 80-76 over Mayfield to go to 9-1 on the season and dropping the Trojans to 3-7. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com on YouTube. Stay with us.
1 minute.
Please add another minute to that.
Okay.
Add another minute. I got to take care of something real quick. Add another minute, please.
All right. One minute.
Okay, we're ready. Sorry.
Do you want to just go after this ad? It's got 19 seconds.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Four, three, two, one, go.
Welcome back to Las Cruces as the Hobbs Eagles getting another win on the road, 80-76 over Mayfield to go to 9-1 on the season as Mayfield drops to 3-7. Let's take a look at the point production. First of all, Mayfield had 17 three-pointers in this ball game. Definitely doing a good job shooting from the outside. Davian Smith, who's normally their leading scorer, was the same tonight. This afternoon, he had 19 points and a total of 5 three-pointers in the game, 2 for 3 from the charity stripe. AC Munoz hit 15 points. He had 4 three-pointers to his name. A couple other guys in double digits. Lawrence Flores ended up with 12 with 3 three-pointers. Sowers ended up with 11, and Jalen Green with 11. Those two guys combined for 4 three-pointers. So it seemed like everybody that got on the court definitely had a chance to shoot a tray in this contest. They had a couple other guys scoring, but those were all single digits. But again, 17 three-pointers in the game. They were 7 of 14 from the charity stripe for 50%. Their big juggernaut was the turnovers. They had 19 in the ball game, a lot of those coming in the first half and giving the Eagles a chance to extend their lead. They were up by as many as 13 in this game. That was not going to last to the end there for the Eagles, but still getting the win despite that. 26 rebounds for Mayfield, 7 for Sowers. He was the leader. Davian Smith was 6, and 4 for Lawrence Flores. And on the Hobbs-Eagles side of the coin, they got a lot of guys in double digits in this ball game. Big-time scoring for Ramos and Mora. The two M's, or one M, I should say, Aaron Mora. He had 24 points, 8 of those coming in the fourth quarter. Also hit a tray in the third quarter for a big man and finished up 1 of 2 from the charity stripe and the tied for second in rebounds with 7. So another good game for Aaron Mora. His teammate Jesus Ramos finished with 24 points. He had 8 rebounds and also put in 4 3-pointers in the ball game. Was 1 of 2 from the line. So a back-to-back big-time performance. He had 27 last night against Oregon Mountain and 24 tonight in this afternoon in this victory. Still some more scoring in double figures. Trey Morgan, who did go down with an ankle injury, came back in the second half, took care of business, had 11 points and 7 rebounds. Was also 1 of 2 from the line. And Tyler Box, who had a start in this game, he had 10 points. He was 2 for 3 from the charity stripe and a rebound. So those guys are your double-digit scorers. Others contributors in this game, Darius Royal coming off the bench, that big 3-pointer from half court, finishing up with 5 in the game. Ronnie Ross had 4 points. He was 0 for 1 from the line and had 3 rebounds. Ethan Van Landingham, who had a start in this game, had 2 points and 6 rebounds and all over the floor. He was flat on the hardwood a couple of times on his chest, rolling around, diving for balls. Definitely going to get some black and blue marks by the time this season is done. And let's see if anybody else got points in this game. I think that's about it. That's Eagles with only 7 scores in the contest, but remember 4 of those in double digits and 2 with 24, Ramos and Mora. The Eagles finish up with 33 rebounds, so they beat Mayfield by 7 in that category unofficially, 33-26. The leader was Ramos with 8, 7 for Morgan and Mora, and 6 for Ethan Van Landingham. Hobbs with only 13 turnovers, again, 19 for Mayfield. Eagles finishing up, again, a lot of people getting some three-point opportunities as well. Ramos ended up with 4 in this ball game. Of course, we mentioned Royal hitting that one for a tray from half court, and Mora, the other guy that gets one. So that's a total of 6 in the ball game, 4 for Ramos and a couple other guys chiming in as well. So a little bit of discrepancy with the three-point shot. We talked about that in the pregame show, that we knew Mayfield would try to shoot those outside shots, and they were not scared to do that in this game. By the way, Hobbs, in terms of the free throws, were 5 of 12 in the contest, and that's definitely a lot less than what they had an opportunity to do in the game last night. They had 33 free throw opportunities, so just below 50% in terms of free throws, and it could have came back to haunt them as well, because this was only a 1 to 2 point ball game as we headed towards the end. Hobbs winning it again, 80-76 to go to 9-1, and of course that ends their Las Cruces road trip here on this Saturday. Next game for the Eagles will be the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, so that will be on December 27th. So have a little bit of chance to have some fun with their families, some practices, and then they'll get going with that late night start on Monday, probably a little bit later than normal, usually at 7 o'clock. This one's going to go past 8, I'm sure, with all the other prelim games before that. Don't forget, too, the Hobbs Lady Eagles will be in action right before the boys, so they'll have the next to last game of the night, and then the varsity boys will wrap it up for the late tip-off. So lots of excitement for that tournament coming up on Monday, December 27th, just 2 days after Christmas. Hope you enjoyed our road trip with Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube, as Eagles win again tonight, 80-76. Thanks to Sean back at the station, and have a great rest of a Christmas shopping weekend out there.
You're clear.
Good job, man. Thanks a lot.
No problem. You have a good night, too.
Yep, you too.